Hello, welcome everyone. Now we are going through the cooperative form of organizations, and in our previous video we saw the advantages of cooperatives. In this video, let's see the disadvantages of cooperatives. There are several drawbacks for cooperatives, and mainly because of these drawbacks we can say that cooperatives are not as successful as joint stock companies. And let's see what are these drawbacks one by one. The first and foremost one is limited funds. Cooperative organizations have only little funds, and that's mainly due to three reasons. The first one is the number of members in a cooperative society is less when compared with a joint stock company. Now we all know that the cooperative societies are formed by people who belong to a particular area or who have some common interest or some common problem, and obviously this number will be less. So the number of members in a cooperative society is less, and this limited number of members will be contributing funds. So the amount of funds will also be limited. Second thing, the members belong to the weaker section of the society. They will be economically backward, so they will not be able to contribute huge amount of funds. And third reason is the membership fees is very less. So due to these three reasons, cooperatives have only limited funds. We all know that money is the lifeblood of commerce. For any business to be successful, they need huge amount of funds. They need adequate or sufficient funds to run the business. But cooperatives don't have enough funds. So that is the main drawback. And because of this drawback, they'll be facing several other disadvantages which we'll be seeing under the same heading. Second one, lack of managerial skills. The cooperative societies are managed by a managing committee, and this managing committee is elected by the members. Now the problem is the managing committee members, they will not be very professionalized or talented. Generally they will not be very professionalized, talented or experienced, because if you want to appoint people who are very talented and professionalized, they will demand for a huge salary. And since cooperatives have got only very little funds, as we have seen under the first point, they have only very little funds. So they will not be able to pay huge amount of salary for people who are professionals. Definitely these people will demand huge salary, but cooperatives will not be able to pay such huge amount because they have only limited funds. So the management committee members will generally, they will not be very talented. So management will be inefficient. Third one, lack of secrecy. Maintenance of secrecy is very important for any business. But this is not possible in a cooperative society, because cooperative societies are run on democratic principles. All the members have got equal rights. So everyone can have right to know the activities that are going on inside the cooperative organization. They will know everything. They can participate in all the activities. They have access to all the informations, confidential informations about the cooperative organizations. So it's not possible to maintain secrecy in a cooperative society. Fourth one, limited scope. Cooperative organizations, it's suitable only for very few sectors. You cannot start cooperative organizations under all these sectors, like industries which require huge investment and all cannot be started as cooperatives because they have only limited funds. So it is not suitable for large industries which require huge investments. So it has got only limited scope. It is suitable only for certain selected sectors which require less capital. Then fifth one, imposed by government. If you take the case of Western countries, cooperatives are established voluntarily by people belonging to weaker section of the society. But that's not the case in our country. In our country, people are not much aware of these type of organizations, and cooperatives are initiated and established by the government. So we can say that the participation of the people in these type of organizations is very less, and so they are not able to get the benefits of this type of organizations. Sixth one, inadequate rural credit. We have already seen under advantages and features that cooperative societies provide credit facilities to their members. But they provide credit facilities only for productive purposes, not for personal needs like medical care, educational expenses or marriage expenses. For those things and all, they will not be providing credit facilities. They give credit facilities only for productive purposes. So for their personal needs, the members they have to depend upon the money lenders. These money lenders, we know they'll charge very high rate of interest. So these money lenders will exploit the members. So that even if they provide credit facilities, it's not so useful to the members because they provide credit only for productive purposes. For their personal needs, again they are dependent on the money lenders, and these money lenders, they will exploit the members. Seventh one, inefficiencies leading to losses. Since cooperatives have got only limited funds, it has to face so many problems like it cannot appoint professionalized people to manage the business. Second thing, it will not have enough funds to undertake research and development programs, to give some innovative products, to do some innovation in their business. It will not be able to adopt any latest technologies or latest management principles. All these problems are there. So generally it will be inefficiencies. Limited funds leads to inefficiency, and inefficiency leads to losses. Eighth one, benefit to rich. Now here, first 4 points begins with the letter L. Limited funds, lack of managerial skills, lack of secrecy, limited scope. And the remaining points begins, next 3 points begins with the letter I. Imposed by government, inadequate rural credit, inefficiencies leading to losses. 8th point is benefit to rich. It is actually benefit to rural rich. I have missed that word here. It's benefit to rural rich. Cooperatives, they are actually beneficial only for the rural rich people. It's not benefiting the rural poor people. Because these rich people, they'll have enough money with them, and they will influence the other members in the cooperative society by giving them money, and they'll get elected themselves to the post of, they'll get elected themselves to the managing committee. So once they get elected to the managing committee, then they will run that organization, the cooperatives, according to their own wish and for their own benefit. So cooperatives benefit the rural rich than the rural poor. 9th point, conflicts among members. Even though the meaning of the word cooperation is to work together, means they have to be united, they should work together with team spirit. All these are the motives of cooperatives. But still then, in practice, it's not like that. There are frequent conflicts, internal politics, differences of opinions among members. So there are so many conflicts among members, and because of these conflicts, they are not able to run the business properly. They are not able to arrive at any proper decisions. And many cooperatives have been closed down mainly because of the conflict among the members. Next one, government intervention. Now since government, in India we saw government takes the initiative to start these type of societies. They provide funds to the society, cooperatives. They are giving subsidies and other grants to the cooperatives. Tax exemptions are there. So government is providing so many facilities, and government is actively supporting cooperative organizations. As a result of that, government intervention is also there. So government intervenes in each and every affair of the cooperative societies, and there are certain rules and regulations which must be followed by the cooperative organizations. And due to these reasons, due to excessive government intervention, they are not able to function independently or in a flexible manner. So that's another drawback. They don't have autonomy to take their own decisions, to run the business in their own manner, or to adapt themselves to the changes happening in the environment. All this is not possible because of excessive government intervention. Next one, over-reliance on government funds. In the first point, we saw they have limited funds. Since they have limited funds, they are depending on government for their additional funds. Any additional fund needs, they are depending on the government. And we know well that the government, when we depend on government funds, the time when they will provide the funds or the amount that they are going to provide, everything is not sure, everything is uncertain. The time, by what time we'll receive the funds, and what will be the amount of funds that we are going to receive, everything is uncertain. So they cannot plan anything properly, they cannot carry out any investment plans properly, mainly because of shortage of funds. Next one, misuse of funds. We saw already there's a managing committee, and they will manage the cooperative society. In many cooperative organizations, these members will be dishonest, they'll be very corruptive. So they will misappropriate the funds of the society, they will misuse the funds for their own benefits. And mainly because of this, many cooperatives were closed down in the past, in the previous years, because the members were corruptive and dishonest. So all these are the drawbacks of cooperatives. Hope you all understood.